Hello. Before starting, I'd like to tackle the polarized views on John Green. Everywhere I look, people either hate him or love him. And I think that's a mistake. I've been a fan of John since years ago because of Vlogbrothers, the channel he and his brother Hank share. However, I don't like all of his books. I thought The Fault in Our Stars was a really good novel. It devastated me and everything. Good job, John. But Looking for Alaska, I really struggled with. I have dehydrated reading that, but it was his first novel. So, condescending readers, you can really dislike, or really dislike John Green. There is a John Green spectrum, is what I'm trying to say. So, Turtles All the Way Down, in my opinion, John's best book yet. Tells the story of Asa, a high schooler who suffers from severe anxiety and OCD. And honestly, that's enough synopsis for Turtles All the Way Down. This book is aggressively character-driven. The whole novel is basically Asa's stream of consciousness, which is the perfect outlet to portray what a person with anxiety goes through. There are a bunch of really good books about mental illness that really helped me not understand but face the subject. It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vicini is a great example, but I had never read such an accurate depiction of anxiety like the one in Turtles. This book I would specifically recommend to people with proper brains, the ones that work, because you get a really accurate portrait of an anxious mind. Apart from mental illness, there are a lot of themes and really great characters. Daisy Ramirez, that's right, representation. Nice, isn't it? Is Asa's best friend and a Star Wars fanfiction writer, and their dynamic is so lovely. Daisy is so outgoing and talkative that she's good at distracting Asa's brain from itself. And she's just a best friend, like the ones that talk to your parents as if they were an extension of the family. And the ones you don't mind telling how broke you are and you use Applebee's coupons to eat together. Then there's Davis, the son of a billionaire, and Asa's bae. He is and isn't your typical rich kid. The book does mention Davis wearing a polo once, but he also writes poetry, so you've got the best of both worlds. I think. He picks up pretty quickly on Asa's anxiety, and is really understanding of it, since one of the things that trigger Asa's spirals is kissing. Her brain starts going on about the millions of microbes she must have just acquired through the filthy tongue action. And that's where I was going before, with the importance of non-anxious people reading this book. Anxiety is not to my pleasure, one of the things I know most of. Yet, I found a lot of answers I was actively looking for since long ago in this book. For example, the symbols we all deposit our anxiety in. For Asa, it's microbes, and even though she rationally knows that some of the things her brain tells her about microbes make no sense, she needs to go through the train of thought. She needs to consider microbes before feeling a bit relieved. For me, is if I'm in a rough place or I'm really stressed or something, I'll out of nowhere start thinking about tumors and how obviously I've hosted some for years without me knowing so. Other anxious people think they're gonna die from a heart attack all the time. Spoiler alert, that's literally all of us. But it's all anxiety. If it finds the tiniest sliver of rationality to slip through, that's where it'll haunt you. But it's just that. Anxiety finding a way to manifest itself. There's a recurring line in Turtles which says, "You are not your thoughts," and even though scary to confront, really helps a lot. I really believe Turtles All the Way Down could do loads for mental health awareness. If you got a friend or family member struggling with mental illness that you wish to understand better, this is the book. And that's it. Excellent book. Thank you, John. I'm sure I'll revisit it in the future, and people from the future, ones that haven't even been born yet, will read it. I'm sure of that. Oh, and I forgot to say, for the anxious folks out there, I must say, though in the majority this book helped me, there are some parts that made me and will probably make you anxious. Asa's panic attacks ratio is like 1 every 3 chapters, so proceed with caution.